The bank joined the international community since 2011 to celebrate International Anti-Corruption Day, and which falls on the 9th of December. And we've been doing that since 2011. And since 2011, there's been a remarkable awareness by the bank itself in just looking at what we're doing, especially in our bank finance activities, to ensure that we have clean operations. The bank has done very well. I believe the bank has done very well. And that can be seen by the awareness that people within the bank have. If you look at the different projects, and if you look at the way our personnel, our staff, is handling those projects, you'll see that great achievement has been achieved with the anti-corruption strategy. In 2014, we are even increasing the activities, our prevention strategies within the bank. We are collaborating quite a bit with national institutions. We are collaborating with civil society organizations. And our main objective is to strengthen those institutions. For example, Parliament, the Public Accounts Committees of Parliament. We actually are going to be signing memorandum of understanding later on this year with anti-corruption agencies, and we are continuing with that in 2014. You might know that corruption is something which is insidious and which robs Africa of the potentials of Africa. The bank has put itself as the partner of choice in all that it does. But also, if you look at the long-term strategy of the bank, you'll see that one of the pillars is governance. And we, as IACD, we are part of the departments that help the bank to achieve its objective to have clean, to have good governance within not only within itself but also with RMCs, within the RMCs. What the bank is doing really is to strengthen the RMCs, or the different governments, the governments in the RMCs, especially the institutions of Parliament, especially the Public Accounts Committees. The fact that now one of the things that we're doing, our main strategy in the coming year, is to strengthen the institutions of governance within the RMCs. We're talking specifically about the Parliament. Within the bank, our main partners are staff of the bank themselves. And in that regard, since 2011, we have been collaborating very, very closely with banks departments. In fact, this year, the way we are celebrating the International Anti-Corruption Days is by having training sessions with operations departments, specifically with OITC, or OS-Day, and also with OPSM, just to help them to be able to to recognize red flags, and also we want to ask them to share with us the sort of problems that they have in dealing with issues that can be corruption issues whilst on the ground. So that's what we're going to be doing this year. Our other partners, of course, within the RMCs, as I said before, are the governments themselves. And here we're talking about institutions of governance. We're talking about Parliament, especially the Public Accounts Committees of Parliament, to help them really read the books, as we say, and also civil society organizations. They are the partners that we have on the ground because they know what it is. First of all, they know the bank's operations, and they can tell us whether or not those operations are going on in accordance to what we would like, the bank itself would like it to be. Now, for the bank, the way that you can measure whether or not we are doing well in our fight against corruption is by seeing the responses. And the responses, first of all, from our staff. Our staff have become highly aware. I can assure you that through using what we call the integrity tool, the bank's staff is contacting IACD anytime they feel that there's something that is not quite right. They just want to check whether or not things are not going on well or not. They just call us. I think this is one of the things that they're doing. And then you also have quite a lot of people in the RMCs, we call them whistleblowers, who actually use our hotlines to report anything that they consider to be malfeasance. The integrity risk tool is an interactive tool, and what it really does is that when, especially it is used by task managers, when there is a project at hand, what the task manager can do is just interrogate, go onto the website or intranet and put in the name of a company or a consultant and see whether it turns up on what we call a blacklist or a gray list. Now, because some of these companies or consultants may have been debarred, or they may have had some prior experience, bad experiences, etc. So they use that tool to see whether or not they've been on the list. It does not mean that that company should not be used by the bank, but it raises a red flag for the task manager, so that the task managers can be sure whether or not we can actually do business with that company or with that consultant. Well, African Development Bank, we understand very well. I mean, you can tell from the various pronouncements, various statements that have been made by senior managers, by the president himself, that there can be no transformation without the fight against corruption. So we have linked the two, and you can see that in the long-term strategy, the bank's long-term strategy, that governance is one of the key pillars also within the long-term strategy. So we have recognized that, and the bank is ensuring through its various mechanisms, including IACD, that the resources that the bank puts at the disposals of countries is used for its intended purposes. Corruption, when we look at corruption, sometimes we only see that there are people or institutions or consultants or companies that need to be punished because they have indulged in corrupt practices. But corruption is more than that. Corruption is also takes away the benefits, the advantages that African people or development, it takes away all that. It causes all sorts of malfeasance. Corruption also manifests itself in the absence of hospitals, in the absence of infrastructure, and just in the absence of development. So when we are fighting corruption, we are promoting good governance, but we're also ensuring that all these benefits to the people are actually met. So when we put our money at the disposal of countries, we intend that those resources are used for the benefit of development, for the benefit of the people. You may know that in the past 4 or 5 years, there's been a lot of changes, or a lot of within IACD itself. Even the structure of IACD has changed, and the bank did that in order that we can also not only focus on investigations, but we can also focus on prevention. And the bank has also gone even further by also instituting a new sanctions regime, which puts us at par with other MDBs. The bank is doing very well. I believe that in the years to come, you'll see that it's going to be even stronger with its push towards anti-corruption. What I would say is you need to join us You need to join us all in the fight against corruption. You need to be aware that of the insidiousness and the evils of corruption. And you need, when we talk about joining us in this fight, you know that we're saying that zero corruption, 100% development. That's my message to everybody.